eclipse. Don't close your eyes to get away. Just bang my line and I'll arrange it. Beautiful girl, you stained it.
So, here with Quackers, this is my new son. He is a loving part of our family now. And he would like to be in the video. But because college, relax, trying to get the shine for a reason. Because college is starting soon, I decided to give some college advice. And I want to help all your little youngins going to school soon, trying to figure out how to navigate college for your first year. I was stressed. I know you're stressed. I know you're stressed. But I'm here to help you. Here to guide you to the light. So all my advice is here on my laptop. If I'm looking at something, I'm looking at my laptop. So yeah, in college, it's hard to get what you want fully. So a lot of the times when you go into college for your first year, you have all these expectations for yourself. Really take the things that you find most important and put them on your priorities, because you might not be able to reach all the things that you want to reach, you know, because there's only so many hours in a day. Don't do any major decisions without thinking about it first. So picking what college you want to go to. Your major isn't that big of a deal. It is a big deal, but your major can be switched. You know, like it's a pretty easy thing to switch from major to major. The only problem is when it gets too late and you have to, you know, make up classes that you miss from not being in that major from freshman year. Then it starts becoming a big decision because you have to like fall back a lot. Sometimes you're like, it's a lot, but don't make any major life decisions without thinking about it first. Like, if you just turned 18 and you are a freshman in college, you want this peace, love, live, laugh tattoo as a tramp stamp?
Really think about that first.
Go about it with other people. Obviously, people you trust. Hopefully your parents, but if it's not your parents, then like a cousin or like, I don't know, someone you trust. Someone who has your best interest in mind. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Next advice is to balance work life, like school work, and like your life. You want to get good grades when you're going to college. Like, you have to balance your schoolwork and your life. Because if you focus too much on your schoolwork, then you're going to be like sad and depressed and lonely. But if you focus too much on your life and having fun, then you fail your classes. You don't want to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to fail your classes. Like, you don't want that. But you also don't want to go to college and only have your academics and your degree with no connections. So our next point, be social.
Be social.
Like, you're actually going to have a miserable time in college if you don't have any friends. So you want to have some people that you can hang out with, some people you can study with, some people you can do your homework with, to make the school part less painful and more bearable. You may be doing a 12-page essay, but you know, you're doing a 12-page essay with your buddies and it doesn't feel as painful. You know, you're still doing a 12-page essay though. Another thing, explore all your options, right? If you are struggling in a class, look into your schools, like what they offer, what they don't offer. Look into it. See if there's something that you can get because you're a student. See if there's somewhere where you can get help, right? You want to look into your options and really think about how you can benefit from them, right? Because you don't want to struggle and then fail because you didn't ask for help. These professors do not look out for you unless you got a good professor by chance. But for the most part, these teachers are just here to tell you something for 10 minutes and then dip. Like, they don't really care about you for real. And especially if it's a big lecture class, there's like 80 of y'all in one class. This teacher got like 6 classes, so 80 times 6, you do the math. They don't care. They do not care. So it's important to explore your options and make sure that you're getting help when you need help and finding help when you need help. And sometimes you just gotta be creative with it. Like, say you study and you do all of this, but you're still struggling. Maybe it's the way out you're studying, so you need to go about it a different way. All those things are important. Make sure you do that. This is a big one. Do not buy all your stuff ahead of time. Don't. Everyone says this in every single college advice video because it's true. Do not buy all your supplies ahead of time. You are sitting here thinking, oh, well, I'm just ahead of the curve. Like, I'm good. No, you're not good. You're wasting your money. You think you have a lot of money now? Wait till you go to college and see how that stands. Because in college, the tables are turning. Sometimes teachers will add on to the list because they need it for their course requirements, but it's not required for the class, if that makes sense. So they'll put it on there because the school wants them to put it on there, but you don't need it. When you guys go over the school list and go over the materials that you need for class, you won't know which is which. Like, I had a class, an English class, they gave us the syllabus and there was like mad things on there. Like, there was like 3 books, like notebook, all this stuff. We went into class the first day. Guess what she said? You can buy all this stuff if you want, but the main book that we're going to be using is online and it's free, so here's a PDF.
Bruh.
Imagine if I spent all my money buying those books. I would have been cruised. That would have been $200 gone just in books. No. Don't buy all your stuff ahead of time, especially if you're an arts major. Don't buy the kits, the art kits that they have in your school. Just go out to the art store and buy it yourself. I promise you it's a lot cheaper. Save time for homework. Homework is always going to take longer than you think. Something that you think is going to take you 10 minutes is going to take you at least 30. I promise you. I, as an animation major, I spend all week on one assignment. I cannot wait last minute to do my homework unless I want to be cranky and crying and in pain the night before. Do your homework ahead of time. Don't do your readings before class because then you're rushing them and you're not focused on what you're reading. Like, don't do your stuff before class. Like, life is so much better if you do it ahead of time. Like, I promise, just do it ahead of time. If it's a quick assignment, give yourself 2 days in advance. And if it's a long assignment, give yourself a week in advance. That's my best advice when it comes to homework. It's gonna take you a lot longer than you think because stuff is a lot harder than you think. It looks simple, but then when you actually apply the concepts, that joint is hard. So you want to give yourself ample time to be confused, for things to go wrong, and for you to fix it. This goes hand in hand with what I first said. Get yourself some good sleep, because if you don't get yourself enough time to sleep, you will be in pain. I promise. You are genuinely going to be out of it. You're gonna be like all over the place. Like, you gotta give yourself enough sleep so you can actually make functional decisions and actually know what you're talking about. And that really goes into the next point. Be healthy. You can eat pizza every day at the dining hall, but should you? I personally started cooking more often, buying more groceries during the school year. I know the salad looks a little dirty, and you know to a certain school, there's roaches in your salad, but just try to eat something healthier. You know, if you have to buy it, go buy it. Like, it's good for you. Just remember to take care of yourself. Like, because at the end of the day, you can't do your homework and you can't graduate if you're dead. You know, gotta get active, move your body a little bit, especially if you have like a sitting down class. My major, I'm constantly sitting down, I'm constantly like on the computer, so I need to be able to like go to the gym so I can stay fit, so I'm not a couch potato. Get good grades, especially in your first semester. Like, your first semester is the most important semester. It is the most important semester. If you fail or you do really bad in your first semester, it's gonna be so hard to bring it back up, because the first semester, that's the easiest, bro. Like, you're taking your basic classes, things that you've learned in high school already. starting at next semester, you are going to be in the bottom barrels of work. You are going to be in work. You're going to be learning new concepts that you never comprehended before. And if you struggled, and now you're actually onto the hard stuff, you're really gonna struggle. So just do the best you can in your first semester. This is so important. Get yourself a good computer. I know everybody loves their Macs. Don't get a Mac. A Mac is gonna do you so dirty. Don't get a Mac. Get a good computer that's gonna last a long time, that's a lot of storage. You're gonna regret having a booty butt computer that barely works. Like, you're gonna regret it. You want a good computer because your computer is your life in college. It's your life. It's where you get your entertainment. It's where you do your homework. It's your life. Please don't smell. Especially if you're in a lecture and there's 80 of y'all and you smell like dog water. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Especially if your like dorm room is dirty and your dorm room smells weird. That's how you know you have a problem. Like, one time I went to my friend's dorm. Yo, their dorm smelled like hot garbage. Oh my god, I couldn't step in. I was literally holding my shirt like, hey guys, yeah, I just wanted to say hi. I'm gonna leave now. Like, I could not. It smelled so horrible. I personally struggled with dorm smell. Dorm smell was really hard for us to get out because we had a really poorly insulated room. So like, all you smelled was the walls. It was really hard. Do what you gotta do to make sure your room don't stink, bro. Like if your room smells like dorm, that's different from your room smelling. Like, if your room smells, you're doing something wrong. If you are feeling homesick or you miss going home or something and you're like a really far school, I would suggest like becoming family with the people around you. You know, like, you can call your parents every night if it makes you feel better or anything like that. But just know that the homesickness will go away eventually. Getting acclimated. Okay, that goes right into our next point. To get acclimated, you need to create structure and like routine, because college and high school are not the same. I don't know if you realize that, but they are not the same. You need to create more of a structure in college versus high school, because if you have no structure in college, you will probably fail. You need to have the discipline to do your work when you need to, and so you can have fun later. You really need a schedule so you can do all these things that you want to do and maintain like a healthy mindset, healthy body. You want to be able to do all that, and to do all that, you need a schedule. Be nice to your teachers. Communicate with your teachers. If you don't communicate with your teachers, they don't know what's going on. So say something really traumatic happened to you, right? And you have to go home for whatever reason, right? And you can't do your work. You have to be upfront with your teachers, like, hey, this is due on Friday, but I'm not gonna be able to submit this until after Friday. This is what's going on. This is why I can't do it. Da da da. Now it's up to the teacher to be like, oh yeah, that's understandable, or the teacher to be like, well, figure it out, because some teachers are horrible. But most professors, if you're open with them, they can be flexible with their dates. Like, they'll be flexible with their times. Some of them even will let you submit things like way later if it's like that big of an issue, but just communicate with them. Now, when professors start saying no is when you tell them after the due date. Like, you tell them, oh, I couldn't do this because of X, Y, and Z. And they're like, why didn't you tell me before? And you're like, oh, you know, then you look bad. You look dumb. So you should have told them before. So just be nice to your teachers, be communicative to your teachers, and all's well that ends well. And especially your teachers are cool because like they've been in the industry that you're trying to get into, and if you talk to them more, you can get so much insight on like, I don't know, life after college, like what you could be doing, you know? Because I know my teachers have a lot of they have a lot of side jobs too. Like, they don't only teach. Like, I have teachers who work in companies and businesses and all this other stuff. I have teachers who work in games. Like, it's actually really cool. So if you actually talk to them, you can see what it's like, you know, to be out of college. Talk to them, you know? You can learn something from them. It's almost like that's their job. I think that's all the advice I have for you today. We'll do a nice too long didn't watch. Be flexible with what you want, but also be concrete. Do not make any major life decisions in a second. Learn how to balance your schoolwork and your fun. Be social or you will regret it. Take care of yourself. Go to the gym, eat healthy, do whatever you gotta do to make sure your body's right, because you can't do well in school if you're dead. Get good grades and have fun. Be nice to your teachers. And don't stink. Oh, and take care of yourself. College is fun. College is what you make of it. So if you want to have fun in college, you're gonna have fun in college. Do you have anything to say, Quackers? Fit check, because I think this fit is so cute. Like, this fit is so cute. But because it's a talking video, you're not gonna see it. Fit check.
Watching I be on my tell him this. Did he miss? Junior watching I be on my ex-strippers, new killers, shot